Good morning, good afternoon. My name is Bobby Bob, Crypto Granny. If it's your first time here, welcome. I am probably the only YouTube platform that leaves a link in the comments. If you look in the comments, there's a StreamYard link, and you can actually join my live, ask me anything. And it's basically an educational channel about cryptocurrency, what to do, what not to do, how to avoid getting scammed, and understanding and learning what type of cryptocurrencies are here to stay and which ones are junk. Basically, crypto has its own language, and it is the future. It is real. It's here to stay. But you have to truly understand what you're buying. So before you invest, do your own research. And we will start the show with the current market cap. And I have a couple of different stories to talk about crypto and XRP and Rosie Rios and all this good stuff. So we are going to bring up the price chart. I do know right now the current market cap in total for crypto is 1.3 million. And it's about, 1.3 trillion. Okay, here we have 1.3 trillion total market cap, has a 24-hour volume of $97 billion. There are 19,670 cryptos for sale on CoinMarketCap. And there's 525 exchanges where you can purchase them. In total, is about 50,000 cryptocurrencies, and they're not on these exchanges. You have to swap coins, but we will explain that later. Okay, currently, Bitcoin is at 31,622. That's 3.53% higher in the last 24 hours. Ethereum is 1954. Cardano is at 61 cents. It had a 69 cents this morning. XRP is currently at 41 cents. Dogecoin is at 8 cents. Shiba Inu is at 1173 of a penny. ChronosCrypto.com is 18 cents. FTX is 28.91. Stellar XLM is 14 cents. It was 15 this morning. Chainlink is 736. Ethereum Classic 23.55. Algorand 40 cents, VeChain 3 cents, ApeCoin 678, Decentraland Mana 107, that is for the metaverse, HBAR 9 cents, ICP Internet Computer 8818, Sandbox $1.42. I have Sandbox and I have Mana, and I'm actually gonna dollar cost average DCA into Sandbox whenever. I already have. I'm gonna add to my portfolio. But I'm looking for $1 to buy some more. Axie Infinity is 2403. Aave is 115. And what else do we have? We have so many other. Graph is 15 cents. Phantom's 40 cents. IOTA's 34 cents. And if there's any cryptos you want to know about, PancakeSwap is 464. I like to always keep an eye on the top 20 cryptos. And of course, I try to always do research because the market is always changing. So that's that. And I'm going to share a screen of an article. Well, actually, I'm going to play a little clip about Rosie Rios. And like, subscribe, hit the notification button. I try to come on as often as possible. And I do something different in the crypto space than most people. I just sit here, chit chat, tell you what I do, what I won't do, what I'm buying, and what I won't buy. And if I smell a scam, I let you know. Most people don't even warn you. I'm here to warn you, crypto's real, but you have to do your own research. I'm not a financial advisor. This is for educational purposes. And all I got to say is when you see crypto, once you know what you're buying, Always buy in the red, don't buy in the green. You got to buy the dips. Okay, when you buy the dips, that's how you accumulate. And always do your own research and learn the language of crypto. Let me just put my disclaimer. I'm not a financial advisor, nor do I claim to be one. This is just for educational purposes only. And as I said, Bobby Crypto Granny, that's my name. And we are going to go into the article I was mentioning. So who is Rosie Rios? Rosie Rios is from the U.S. Treasury. Her name is actually on the $100 bills. And ever since 2014, while she was at the Treasury, she was always talking about digital currencies. So this has a lot to do with Ripple, XRP, and what I'm saying is not confirmed, but I've done some research and I haven't seen it denied either. Apparently, allegedly, let's see. Rosie Rios had left the U.S. Treasury. Her name is on the $100 bill. And apparently she joined the board of Ripple. Ripple is XRP. So I want to share this information with you. And you just listen and do your own research. This was in 2014. Let's see. I'm just going to be playing random clips. How long is this clip? Yeah, people are just learning about this. But apparently she shouts out XRP. But I'm going to show you a whole bunch of different clips. Let's see.
Today I'm going to talk about one of my favorite topics, the future of investments, the future of money, and specifically cryptocurrencies.
Okay, stand by. Stand by. Just bear with me. This is live
Today I'm
YouTube,
going to talk about,
and I'm still learning, but I'm here learning and sharing my learning experience with you. I don't know everything, although I wish I did. And I just like to share all this information as it comes along. And there's so much information every day. Like there's constantly new stuff going on, and you just have to do your own research. Here we go.
About one of my favorite topics, the future of investments, the future of money, and specifically cryptocurrencies. I'm going to start with a little bit of my background. I'm a trained analyst. After graduating from Harvard, my first job was a commercial property underwriter for general reinsurance. So I am trained in managing high-value risk. Prior to becoming Treasurer of the United States, I was Director of Investments for a $22 billion firm based in San Francisco. And I was asked by President Obama to be part of the Treasury transition team at the height of the financial crisis. I was the longest Senate-confirmed official in the Obama administration. And yes, it is my name on the lower left-hand side of U.S. money. So out of the approximately $2 trillion of U.S. currency circulation worldwide.
Okay, so I paused that. That was Rosie Rios. Her name is, and she just said it, on the $100 bill. She is the one who signs the $100 bill. Keep listening.
My name is approximately on 1.8 trillion, so I can honestly say that no one has made more money than I have. And I want to start by saying I'm also on the board of Ripple, XRP, cryptocurrency. And I want to make something very, very clear. Blockchain is here to stay. The train has left the station. You hear me quoted about that all the time. As far as I'm concerned, whether it's fractional real estate, whether it's art, whether it's NFTs, blockchain is not going away. So the question is, how do we take advantage of this?
She just said, I am on the board of Ripple XRP. She also said, blockchain is here to stay. Did you hear that? Let me play that back. Gotta do some digging, everybody. Listen.
The train has left the station. You hear me quoted about that all the time. As far as I'm concerned, whether it's fractional real estate, whether it's art, whether it's NFTs, blockchain is not going away. So the question is, how do we take advantage of this?
Listen.
Hey everybody, it's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan.
Okay, I am going to try to find something else. I don't want to play too much of anybody else's video. I just want the footage of Rosie Rios speaking. Okay. Give me one moment. You can do all this research yourself. I'm not putting anything out here that's not out there already. It's just the fact in the matter of finding the information and putting it together and doing your own research. And what makes sense is Rosie Rios is down with Ripple XRP. That says a whole lot. Let's see what this says.
So you're literally going to watch me earn several thousand dollars while filming this video. Okay, so just keep this number in mind. And we're currently at one.
Okay, we don't want to. This is 7 years ago, this article I'm playing. Again, Rosie Rios. Stand by. Let's listen. Sometimes you have to take out the time and just pay attention to things around you. She just said the train has already left. But guess what?
A farm worker. Tell me about her.
So yes, my parents came
came
to the
to
U.S. in 1958.
1958.
My mom and dad had most of us here. There were nine of us. There's about an 11-year age difference between the youngest and the oldest. So there's two of the older kids who were born in Mexico, as my parents went back and forth
To California,
and Mexico to follow the seasons of in this case, plums. We were following plums. Plums and tomatoes. And so when my dad left when I was 5, and the youngest was just born, and my oldest brother was 11, so yes, my mom had to raise us on her own. We had to find work wherever we could.
And you have memories of being really young, in the dark, in the back of the station wagon, heading somewhere.
Yeah, so I never really knew where we were heading because it was pitch black when we woke up in the morning, and you know, I couldn't see the signs, we couldn't read the signs. And it turns out my mom actually told me not that long ago that we were always going to San Jose in that particular time, San Jose, California, because that's where the plum orchards were. So we did that for some time.
And you were picking as old as, how old were you when you were picking fruit?
I can remember.
So 3-4 years old.
Yes.
Were you ever scared, or was it too arduous?
No. It was like, I mean, there were 9 kids, right? We're all practically the same age, and I never really felt unsafe or that it was something we weren't supposed to be doing. When you're that young. So, you know, it's like a lemonade moment. It was like our fabulous snowball fights. Those were our plum fights were our snowball fights. So there you go.
And you grew up with a really kind of a lemonade philosophy, it sounded like.
Yes. I think that was very, very helpful. You know, you don't really know what you're deprived of if you have no other point of context or relevance. So I never really felt like it was
unique or perhaps even frowned upon.
And then I think about your mom, not only 9 kids, but your father left because she made the difficult decision for him to leave. Describe that.
So yes, so my mom did leave my dad. She was abused. We saw it regularly, and so for someone like my mom, who was raised as a very strict Catholic, to make the decision to leave your husband, as the divorcee, especially now that you have 9 kids to raise, out of the frying pan into the fire, was a big decision. It was the right decision, obviously a very, very good decision for all of us. She not only taught us the value of good education, raised us all in neighborhoods that were very close to the schools that we all went to, and we all went to Catholic schools. All 12 years, by the grace of God, no pun intended, and some very fabulous priests along the way. But she sent us all off to college, so yes, all 9 of us went off to college.
Isn't that extraordinary? 9 kids went to college. Amazing. And what was it about your mom, and what lessons in life did she leave you that, that made her also such an extraordinary woman?
Yeah, so I feel like everything I've ever done and still do, I do for her and in her honor and her memory, and she's still with us. But since I moved from California 6 years ago, it's like a foreign country. It's hard to be without her. She was living with us for a while too, so it's very hard to be without her. But definitely the value of good education, first and foremost. Second was a good work ethic. I think for all of us worked very, very young, not just in the orchard, but also when we were old enough to have a job. So most of us started working at 14. I worked full time.
And you were the family breadwinner.
I was
the main
all of us
breadwinner.
were breadwinners, but I think I was working the most hours, and I was probably earning the most. And so yes, all through high school. But definitely, again, the education, the work ethic, and I think probably the 3 F's of most immigrant families, which is family, food, faith, right? So family, food, faith, I can count that as one.
Yeah.
Was definitely a big emphasis for her. So
tamales in particular.
Tamales, absolutely. Tamales.
Homemade tamales.
Great memories of tamales. But there's 6 girls in my family, and so we remain extremely close. In fact, this summer we're finally taking the sister trip that we haven't taken since I moved here. So we're going to do it this summer in honor of my 50th. I can't even say that now. My 50th. So there you go.
So, then you went to Harvard, and how did that go over when you suggested to your school counselor that you wanted to apply to Harvard? And describe the town. You should describe the town.
So I'm from Hayward, California, which is on the East Bay of the San Francisco Bay Area. It's literally across the bridge from Stanford, probably 20 miles door to door, where I grew up. So growing up, Stanford was like Mecca. Stanford was where you wanted to go. But in my high school, very few people would get in, much less the Ivies. The Ivies was, again, some foreign country out there, somewhere else. So I remember when I was applying, and again, I had 5 older brothers and sisters who already gone off to college, all of them in California, in the UC system or one of the other fabulous schools. And for me, I actually remember, and for those who work for Time Life, Time Warner, you may know one of my good friends, Lisa Quiros. She's by Lisa Garcia now. But it was Lisa Quiros who called me my junior year in high school. So we're going on 33, 34 years. Holy cow. She calls me, and based on your PSAT scores, she was working in the Harvard admissions office. She scouted me and wanted me to apply. And of course I heard of it. Of course I knew what it was. But gosh, that means leaving home. That means leaving California. That means leaving my job, which was a big deal. But I applied, and I remember when I applied to 3 schools, Harvard, Stanford, and Berkeley. And yes, so I remember my high school counselor, when we're having our conversations about colleges, and I remember him saying to me, no one gets in. There's no way. No one has gotten in. No one's gonna get in. You should really kind of hedge your bets. He says, you really need some safety schools. And I said, well, I have 2. So anyway, Lisa was very instrumental in encouraging me to apply, and so yes, the rest is history.
And we need to tell everybody that Rosie's portrait was unveiled at Harvard this week. The first Latina. And you've had other sort of, how was that?
Oh, it was a, first of all, it was a surprise. I didn't know I was in the queue of having a portrait commissioned. I had no idea. It was actually almost a year ago this time. I was literally having breakfast with my mom in the treasury dining room. And I got a call on my cell phone, and it was the university letting me know that the official portraiture committee had approved my portrait to be commissioned and displayed on campus in perpetuity. I thought it was a prank. I had no idea what they were talking about. And after they explained, and I realized, oh my God, it's for real, and who recommended me and how the process works. The second I was getting off the phone, Secretary Lou walked into the treasury dining room to grab a snack, and he sees me, and he sees my mom, and he comes over to say hello. And of course, my mom, who should be my PR agent, just tells him immediately what just happened. So, it was hysterical. So it wasn't a secret, I guess. So over this last year, it's been the live sittings, the photos, all the fun things. And so my family was able to have a private unveiling in February. So I had 14 of my closest family members fly out from California. It was the private unveiling at the portrait artist's house. It was absolutely beautiful. But the one that happened literally day before yesterday, Monday, was the college unveiling. And so it was, it's displayed in, and if anyone knows Winthrop House, oh my goodness, it's in the common room in Winthrop House. It's the only portrait in there, which is a little overwhelming. And
that's incredible. And you must have these kind of moments being at the top of your life now and looking back and, you know, your childhood. And you talked about recently visiting the agriculture department where they issue food stamps. I mean, you were on food stamps. You have this moment. Were there times you had doubts about whether you deserved to be where you because of your mom?
No, absolutely. No, and again, you know, you don't know what you don't know. So growing up in my little bubble of, you know, the same 40 students that I went to school with, starting from first grade all the way through 12th grade, I guess I always did feel empowered. And again, I had, you know, fabulous siblings. I was very, very fortunate, but I also recognized that they were humble beginnings. And so yes, when I spoke at USTA for Women's History Month, it was about 500 people. It was actually really, really wonderful. But I did let them know, you know, as a person who was a recipient of food stamps, now talking to the organization that provides the food stamps, my point to them was, thank you, because your work matters. What you do builds families, it builds the future for many of us who otherwise would not have had a future. So actually it was great to come back full circle.
Very powerful. So we have to get to your current job because we have a lot to talk about, including these dollar bill. So I want you, can you talk quickly about your career, your real estate and economic development career?
Yeah, so real quickly, there's basically been three parts to my career. It's always had this real estate finance foundation. Always real estate finance from the time I graduated from college, working as an analyst for general reinsurance, all the way through my period of working in the public sector on real estate financing for urban revitalization. So real estate finance has basically been the focal point, but it has led me through areas that have included probably equitably the private sector and the public sector. So I was the economic development and or redevelopment director for at least 4 or 5 different cities. Most recently, I was managing director of investments for a $22 billion firm based in San Francisco. And we provided the equity on the Time Warner building. Oh, there you go.
And so that brings us to, and unfortunately we have to fast forward your current job. And it was interesting, someone who will go unnamed just said to me, what does the U.S. Treasurer do? And I think that's in the minds of a lot of people. Yeah. What does the U.S. Treasurer do?
Yeah, it's a great question. So I'm actually the first Treasurer of the United States to ever have this particular portfolio. So I was fortunate enough to be part of the Treasury Federal Reserve transition team right after the election of November of 2008. So there were 23 of us assigned on this transition team, and we were basically the ones who did all the due diligence for the Obama administration while the Bush administration was still in place from November 2008, February 2009. So as part of that reconnaissance effort, I had a chance to really understand what Treasury was and where it was going to go. And so I had no intention of being part of this administration whatsoever. That was supposed to be a short-term, you know, perhaps 14-week assignment. And I'd be able to go back to my home, my job, my mom, my kids. But I did find it fascinating what was happening in the Treasury. Remember, it was the height of the financial crisis. Right? So the sky was falling. My world of investment management, as probably most other worlds, was turning upside down. And it never would have dawned on me at the end of that term that my background in real estate, economic development, and investment management would translate into housing, jobs, access to capital. I mean, it was a perfect segue. Yeah. And so I chose this position intentionally for many, many reasons. One was I thought with the private sector background, to have this portfolio of coin and currency. So the Bureau of Revenue printing reproduced the currency and the U.S. Mint reproduced the coins. It's about 4,000 employees, and we produce. We make products.
And you actually have more coin and currency. We all thought we were going to a coin and currency-less society, and you actually have more.
We have actually exponentially grown in terms of our numbers. From the time I came in, I think it was about $835 billion in circulation, now we're over $1.4 trillion. So,
and you've been to Fort Knox.
Can you describe that to me as well?
Describe walking into Fort Knox.
So Fort Knox is obviously next to Fort Knox, but it's a fabulous, amazing building. It reminds me when you access it, it's smaller than you think, by the way, but when you access it, if anyone is old enough to remember Get Smart, and all those windows and doors that open, and that's exactly what it feels like. And the most humbling part is when you have to be weighed before you go into the vault, so that any metal that's detected, you're going to weigh the same coming out. So at least that's the intention. So it's actually very, very cool. It's these individual vaults of gold, and it is all there, absolutely all there. But my position is also more than that. I'm also the first treasurer to ever be a senior advisor to the secretary on issues of community development and public engagement. I'm the first person to be the chair of the Advanced Counterfeit Deterrence Steering Committee, which is the only formal collaborative that exists between Treasury, the Secret Service, and the Federal Reserve to provide recommendations to the Secretary on the future of currency, specifically on the technical pieces of security features.
Which brings us to this. I bet you're wondering why I brought these here. Okay, so subject matter, women on currency. There are 31 countries that have women on currency.
There are at least 31.
I want our mentees to raise their hands if you have women on currency in your country. Come on, there must be some of you. Okay, we've had Martha Washington on a silver certificate.
The $1896 silver certificate was the last time we had an identifiable woman on currency.
Oh, so there you go. So. Great, excellent. So we have had some, and I'm going to ask you to go through some of the coins we've had, but then let's talk about the movement for currency. So women on coins, what's our history?
Yeah, so for circulating coins, probably the most recent ones, and probably most people are familiar with, is the dollar coin, so the Sacagawea and the Susan B. Anthony coins. We do produce the first spouse coins. They're not circulating coins, though. They're a partner coin for their presidential dollar coin program, but they're not circulating coins.
And Helen Keller's on the back of the Alabama quarter?
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
So that's sort of about where we are with women.
Yeah.
So that has started this movement, and it really started, you probably heard about it, to dump Andrew Jackson for all sorts of very obvious reasons, and to put instead a woman. So there is a website dedicated to that, and I wanted you to talk about that. But you also, what people I think don't realize is that the $10 bill is next on your list of redesign to make it less counterfeiting, right?
Well, so yes, in 2013, we had sent up a report to Congress on our Meaningful Access Initiative, which is basically how to make currency more accessible for the blind and visually impaired. And in there, we did identify as a public document that we were going to work, and we are working on the $10 note as the next to be redesigned. So the $100 bill that you might have seen that was issued in October of 2013 with that blue security ribbon, that was the last denomination of that family of notes. That's called NextGen. The next family of notes we're currently calling Catalyst.
Right.
But it's the $10 bill is the first one out of that.
So, and this is Alexander Hamilton, of course. There's a fabulous play on going to Broadway right now, and this was he's quite the revolutionary in that hip hop play. But what is your? Do you have an opinion on putting a woman on currency?
Yeah, so I'm certainly not going to talk about the other.
She can't talk about a lot of this.
But what I can say is we are currently in the process of working on the technical pieces that include all the security features. So as we speak, we are cultivating the security features that some are covert, some are overt that you will see on the $10 bill. We're also working on the tactile feature. So that is one of the pieces. It'll be the one that has, the first one that has a tactile feature on it.
So what's the likelihood that, I'm not asking you to divulge anything, but what's the likelihood, say in 10 years, that we would have a woman on a currency?
So what I can say is that it is the Secretary of the Treasury who determines currency design, but we have been engaging in a collaborative process to move the discussion forward.
You're moving the discussion forward, okay? And do you have a favorite woman that you would put on a currency?
Oh my gosh. So the only criteria for putting a portrait on currency is, can anyone guess? The only criteria.
That's interesting.
You have to be.
You can't be a felon.
You have to be dead.
Oh, you have to be dead.
You have to be dead.
Okay. But you could be a felon.
I don't know if that's in there or not, but I would put my mom if I could. I would put my mom if I could, absolutely. Yes, my mom.
Your mom, that's awesome.
I would in a heartbeat, absolutely. Yes.
So just to wrap this up, you've got these mentees here. You've had this extraordinary life. You've had this also this incredible mother who guided you. What's your advice?
Be a constructive disruptor. And
what do you mean by that?
Yeah, I mean that it's okay to be different. It's okay to make change. It's okay to forge ahead and never take no for an answer. And as long as you do it constructively, as long as you do it in a way, again, I'm a lemonade person. When life throws you lemons, you make lemonade. I try to redirect energy in a positive way so that the outcome isn't just for the sake of getting your voice heard, but getting your voice listened to, which is, again, more important. So I commend all of you. This is not easy for many of you. Jacqueline, this is your first visit. Jacqueline, this is your first visit to the U.S. I mean, can you imagine coming here? Those folks, our mothers, our grandmothers who came before us, who came here for the first time, how scary it is and overwhelming, but you're a risk taker. And what you're all doing is you're taking these risks and you're doing it strategically. And I think that's the best way to do it. So don't take no for an answer.
Rosie, you're a true inspiration. Thank you so much.
So that was Miss Rosie Rios from the U.S. Treasury. That was in 2014. And she is currently on the board of Ripple, which is XRP. And it's very interesting. Very interesting. Always pay attention.
Hello everyone, welcome to this interesting video on cryptocurrency full course. In this,
I'm sorry, I apologize. So I'm going to close this out. Anyone has any questions, please hit me in the comments and I will get back to you. You can hit me on Twitter. And invest wisely, do your own research, and do all the research you want about Rosie Rios, XRP. And I mean, she is from the U.S. Treasury. Why would she be working with Ripple? Think about that. Just think about it. Have a blessed day. I'm going to do another stream in a few moments with Mr. Charles Hoskinson from Cardano. Stay tuned.